Brannock.
My lords, your lordships will be happy to hear that in this debate on our foreign affairs and defence, that I propose to spend most of my allotted 5 minutes talking about Islam. So, my lords, I start by looking overseas, where the Uyghur Muslims are being brutally treated by the Chinese, as are the Rohingya by Buddhist Burma. But the general picture is of a jihad advancing across the planet, through West Africa, Mozambique, Syria, Ethiopia, Turkey, and Nagorno-Karabakh. Coming closer to home, the French, the Swedes, and the Austrians are waking up to the extent and effect of Muslim expansion in their societies. But, my lords, if a large number of written and oral questions to me from the government over the last 12 years are anything to go by, Her Majesty's government are determined to ignore all this and to turn a blind eye to what is happening in this country. Which brings me to our defence. My lords, the government's central belief is that Islam is a religion of peace, of which Islamism is an aberration. In this, they misunderstand Islam, which requires its followers to obey the Quran and to follow what Muhammad did and said. There is no separation of powers in Islam, as we know it, no division between parliament, executive, and legislature. It is a complete way of life. But, my lords, the Quran contains a large number of verses which instruct Muslims to kill the kuffar, or non-Muslims, and not to mingle with them. I have time to share only one of the former with your lordships, verse 9.5, which goes, "Kill the unbelievers, capture and besiege them, and lie in wait for them in ambush." My lords, there are many such verses, which noble lords can read for themselves. For example, 4.56, 4.74, 8.12, 8.39, 8.60, and 47.4. As to not mingling or making friends with the rest of us, I give your lordships verse 551, generally translated as, "O ye who believe, take not the Jews and Christians for your friends. They are but friends and protectors to each other, and he amongst you who turns to them is one of them." And here, my lords, we mustn't forget that our Muslim population is going up 10 times faster than the rest of us. So that in 10 years' time, on current trends, at least 10 of our local authorities will be Muslim majority, including Birmingham. My lords, to all of which the government intones that all such verses are capable of peaceful interpretation, and so our Islamists have got it wrong. But, my lords, I submit, and this is my most important point, that even if that were true, our Islamists can and do justify their evil deeds by reference to those verses. Take, for example, my lords, the murderers of drummer Rigby in Woolwich in 2013, who gave a memo to bystanders in which they quoted no less than 22 verses of the Quran which justified their atrocity. It was produced in court at their trial, stained in drummer Rigby's blood, and I have a colour photocopy here. In conclusion, my lords, what are some of the things that the government could do? First, they could require all teaching in our mosques and madrasas to be in English, so we would begin to understand what version of Islam is being taught to our Muslims and to their children. Second, they could send home to their countries of origin all our imams who cannot speak English. The government says that our immigration procedures weed them out on arrival, but they don't, my lords, not by a long chalk. So, my lords, I look forward to the Minister's reply to these suggestions. I hope he won't tell me that the government doesn't get involved in religions, because, as I have mentioned, Islam is not only a religion, it is also a legal and political system, much of which is now dedicated to forming a world caliphate of which we will be part.